Today we're stepping into the Main Street Cinema at Disneyland. The Main Street Cinema was an opening day attraction at Disneyland on July 17, 1955. Walt Disney envisioned this small theater on Main Street, USA, as a nostalgic tribute to the happy childhood memories that he had in Marceline, Missouri, a place that ignited his love for storytelling and cinema. Walt lived in Marceline from 1906 to 1911, from the age of 4 until he was 9. Main Street USA in Disneyland reflects Marceline's small-town charm from the early 1900s, blended with elements of a romanticized America, a vision Walt wanted guests to experience as they stepped into his park. He had a tendency to romanticize his memories of his childhood, and this was the best expression of that. On opening day of Disneyland, the Main Street Cinema captured that magic by showcasing silent films that echoed the ones Walt loved as a child. Guests could watch classics like A Dash Through the Clouds, a 1912 Mack Sennett drama about biplanes, and The Great Train Robbery from 1903, a groundbreaking Western that thrilled audiences with its action. There was also The Noise of Bombs, a 1914 Keystone Cops comedy, and Shifting Sands, a 1918 drama starring Gloria Swanson. One special film in the mix was called Gertie the Dinosaur, a 1914 animated short that Walt had seen as a boy. Gertie, throughout this cartoon, is playful, curious, and a bit mischievous. But Gertie was more than just a film. It was part of a live act by its creator, Winsor McCay, who'd perform on stage, and as he would time his commands to Gertie's actions on the screen, creating the illusion that she was obeying him live. Years later, Walt created this act for his 1955 TV show Disneyland in an episode called The Story of the Animated Drawing. You can see this on Disney+. In it, an actor plays McCay on the stage, recreating the entire experience, commanding Gertie to dance and bow just as McCay had done decades earlier.
Come on, Gertie. Now stop acting like a dim-witted dinosaur. Take it easy, Gertie.
At the front of the Main Street Cinema is a ticket booth where a figure named Tilly, hailing from Marceline, Missouri, welcomes guests. For its first few decades, the Main Street Cinema continued to showcase these and other silent films. But in the 1970s, the cinema took a new direction. Disney, the company, decided to replace these live-action silents with Mickey Mouse animated shorts. There are currently 6 Mickey Mouse shorts that are shown there regularly to this day. These shorts are Steamboat Willie, Plane Crazy, The Moose Hunt, Traffic Troubles, The Dognapper, and Mickey's Polo Team. Steamboat Willie is the only one of these shorts played with sound. The other 5 play silently to avoid the audio chaos that would happen in such a small space with a bunch of different things playing at the same time. Let's take a closer look at these 6 shorts currently playing at the Main Street Cinema. Each one of them is a treasure from Mickey Mouse's early years. First up is Steamboat Willie. This animated classic was released on November 18th, 1928, and this short was Mickey's breakout hit, and it was the first widely released cartoon with synchronized sound. This was a groundbreaking feat that made him a star. In the Main Street Cinema, you'll see a version of this that has been edited to remove some of the things that Mickey does to the animals to get music out of them, like taking a mother pig from her piglets and playing her like an accordion. It's pretty nuts. So I could see why they would take this part out for all of the wide variety of guests that pass through the cinema every day. Next is Plane Crazy. This was actually Mickey's first produced short. Initially, it was released as a silent film, but it couldn't find a distributor. So it was fitted with sound after Steamboat Willie's success, and then was actually the 4th Mickey Mouse cartoon to be released. Released on March 17th, 1929. Plane Crazy was inspired by Charles Lindbergh's 1927 transatlantic flight, which Disney had actually celebrated in the Oswald the Lucky Rabbit short the Ocean Hop in 1927. Plain Crazy shows Mickey as a hot-tempered, mischievous pilot trying to impress Minnie, reflecting his less polished early personality. Ub Iwerks drew an impressive 700 drawings in one day to finish it. He had to work in a back room sequestered from the other animators who were still under contract to complete the Oswald shorts. These animators were actually some that had left Walt to go work for Charles Mintz, but they had to finish those Oswald shorts first. Next up is The Moose Hunt, released on April 30th, 1931. This marks Pluto's first named appearance as Mickey's loyal dog, as they go hunting for a moose in the forest. This short shows a rare moment where we see that Pluto's character wasn't really fully developed. Pluto speaks when Mickey, who's worried that he had accidentally shot Pluto, sees him collapse. Pluto fakes being shot and then blurts out, "Kiss me." This is a quirky moment for Pluto, who from then on was actually just a silent dog. The next short playing in the cinema is Traffic Troubles. This was released on March 7th, 1931, and features Mickey as a taxi driver on a chaotic road, with Minnie as a passenger and Peg-Leg Pete as a snake oil salesman. This short marks the start of regular bookings at the prestigious Roxy Theater in New York for new Mickey Mouse shorts. This was a big deal for Disney's growing popularity in the 1930s. The Dognapper, which was released on November 17th, 1934, teams up Mickey and Donald Duck. This was Donald's third appearance in a short, but this is the first short to pair him directly with Mickey Mouse instead of being an antagonistic troublemaker. Mickey and Donald in this short try to save Minnie's dog Fifi from Pete, who is the Dognapper. Finally, Mickey's Polo Team, which was released on January 4th, 1936, is a star-studded short featuring 1930s Hollywood celebrities. It pits Mickey, Donald, Goofy, and the Big Bad Wolf against stars Harpo Marx, Stan Laurel, Oliver Hardy, and Charlie Chaplin, with their horses caricatured to match the riders. Jack Holt is the referee. It was originally planned to include Will Rogers, a popular cowboy comedy actor, in the place of Charlie Chaplin, but his tragic death in a 1935 plane crash led to his removal, since Walt and others thought that portraying him as a caricature in a cartoon would be in poor taste. The celebrities caricatured in the stands include Shirley Temple, sitting with the Three Little Pigs, Charles Lawton, Eddie Cantor, Harold Lloyd, W.C. Fields, and Greta Garbo sitting together. Edna Mae Oliver was sitting with Max Hare, and Clark Gable is sitting with a flirtatious Clarabelle Cow. The short was inspired by Walt Disney's own passion for polo, which is a sport he took up in the early 1930s as a way to relieve the intense stress of running the studio and the personal challenges that he had, including his wife Lillian's 2 miscarriages. Walt formed the Mickey Mouse Polo Team with animators like Dick Lundy, Norm Ferguson, and Les Clark, along with his older brother Roy. Roy, who was a better player than Walt, grew worried about Walt's aggressive style, as Polo's dangers were pretty real. In 1935, during a match, Roy's fears came true when a ball hit Walt and knocked him from his horse, landing him on his neck and crushing 4 of his vertebrae. Instead of seeing a doctor and being put in a cast like he should have been, Walt visited a chiropractor who manipulated Walt's back, but never treated the serious injury. After that accident, he was in chronic pain for the rest of his life. This injury eventually led Walt to take up railroading as a safer hobby, but his love for polo left its mark in Mickey's Polo Team. This short reflects the 1930s tradition of caricature and animation, where celebrities were actually quite flattered by their inclusion. The Main Street Cinema has seen its share of changes over the years. In July 2019, the cinema briefly turned into a gift shop called Cartoons and Collectibles, with merchandise like mugs and t-shirts displayed in front of the screens. Fans were outraged, calling it an attack on Disneyland history and an insult to Walt's memory. After the backlash, Disneyland removed the merchandise and added benches for a better viewing experience, keeping the shorts as the focus. More recently, on February 12, 2025, Disneyland announced a new tribute to the Sherman Brothers for the park's 70th anniversary that would be launching on July 17, 2025. Exactly 70 years after the cinema opened. This tribute includes a 3.5-minute short film called The Last Verse. This celebrates the 60th anniversary of It's a Small World. The film features a new verse written by Richard M. Sherman, who passed away in May 2024. This verse will be added to the It's a Small World attraction on the same day. The Main Street Cinema's legacy goes beyond its films. It's one of Disneyland's original 1955 attractions, a testament to Walt's love for the cinema and his desire to share it with generations. So the next time you're at Disneyland, be sure to stop by the Main Street Cinema and step back in time and take a moment to appreciate the magic of the cinema that inspired Disney to become the legendary storyteller we know him as today. Which of these Main Street Cinema shorts is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you've enjoyed uncovering the history of this Disneyland gem. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. I'll be diving into more Disney history next week, so don't miss out. Since Steamboat Willie is one of the featured shorts, maybe you'd like to learn more about Steamboat Willie's debut. Click here to check out my deep dive where I explore the story behind Steamboat Willie and Mickey's rise to fame. And I'll see you next time.